shoes a little bit. Not today. Friday.
Not tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic procession and the Chancellor.
I declare that the 620th Convocation of McMaster University for the conferring of degrees is now in session.
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome. I am Dr. Susan Tai, and I have the privilege of serving as Provost and Vice President Academic at McMaster University. This morning, I also have the pleasure of serving as your Master of Ceremonies and welcoming all of you graduates and guests to this convocation ceremony. On behalf of the university, I would like to recognize and acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations, and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. We must remember we all have a role in upholding the spirit of this agreement, which urged for peaceful sharing of the Earth's resources. We must also not forget that merely acknowledging our presence on these traditional lands is only a small step to our shared path to reconciliation. I challenge you to consider how you can foster reconciliation among the many peoples that inhabit these lands. I would like to start today by introducing and acknowledging some of the notable leaders joining me on stage today. Our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, President and CEO, Mohawk College, Dr. Ron McCurley, Vice President, Operations and Finance, Ms. Sahir Fazilat, Dean of Engineering, Technology and Aviation at Mohawk College, Mr. Jeffrey McIsaac. Associate Deans, Directors, Chairs, McMaster and Mohawk faculty members, and honored guests. Before we start our formal program, I would please ask that you turn off your electronic devices. We do not want to have any unexpected calls during this ceremony. I would now like to call upon our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, to deliver the Thanksgiving address and make her welcoming remarks.
Yawa Provost Tai. Sego, Sewaguego. Greetings, everyone. It's great to be here with you today. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Wat Gwinualado, which means welcome. Welcome, honored guests, staff, families, friends, colleagues, and faculty from McMaster University and Mohawk College. Before I begin, I would like to say the words before all else, also known as the Thanksgiving Address in the Gayangeha language, the Mohawk language. Se watahosios ne gat ne galewesa, ne ona ne angaliho hetste, ne ganawala donsurla. These are words of thanksgiving that aim to bring our minds and hearts together in mindfulness to acknowledge, give thanks, affirm interconnections and interdependence, cultivate compassion and kindness, and to recognize our responsibilities for sustaining and maintaining this delicate balance and encourage peace and calm with all creation. It's also a time to reflect on those who may be injured, hurting, or sick, that these words help to bring their hearts and minds together as well. Daitinu walara ne ongwe su'a, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give our greetings and gratitude to the people, our ancestors, our family, friends, all nations. So be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne yatini stoha johonjade, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings as we acknowledge our mother, the earth, for she provides us with everything that we need to survive and thrive. So be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne galunda, gane galuna, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings and thanks to the waters, from the oceans to the streams, to the waters flowing in our bodies. Water is life, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne gonjunk su'a, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings and gratitude to the fish life, who help to purify the water and provide us with nourishment, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne yotunduni, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings and gratitude to the plants, from the grasses to the medicines that help to purify and strengthen our bodies, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne odzit no wasu'a, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings and gratitude to the insects who help to pollinate the plants, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne jon hekwa, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings and acknowledge our sustenance foods, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne wa yariunta, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings and acknowledgement to the fruit who help to nourish our body, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne gondirion, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give thanks to the animals, some who sacrifice their lives to sustain us and who are our teachers, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne jit don on gun'a, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give greetings and acknowledge all of the birds whose beautiful singing help to uplift our spirits and bring peace and calm to our hearts, so be it in our minds. Daitinu walaro ne galunda ongu'a, eto nayonto hage ne negwat negula. We give thanks as we acknowledge all of the trees. We can't live without the oxygen that they provide. Their roots and sap provide us with cleansing and nourishment for our bodies. So be it in our minds. Dayatinu walaro ne zower lawarnier, eto nayonto hage ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and acknowledge the circulating winds who travel the earth, bringing new life and new breath. So be it in our minds. Dayatinu walaro ne lariwerlas, eto nayoto hage ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and acknowledge the grandfather thunderers for purifying the air and awakening the earth and awakening us. So be it in our minds. Datsi tawanualaro ne anjangeni galakwa eto nayonto hage ne naguat nagula. We give acknowledgement and greetings to eldest brother sun, who appears each morning consistently to provide us with sunshine, protection, and sustenance for all living things. So be it in our minds. Dayatinu walaro ne asatanega wat nirele eto nayonto hage ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and acknowledgement to Grandmother Moon for her powerful pull on our waters, connection to women and birth. So be it in our minds. Dayatinu walaro ne odzi sto warlunyo eto nayonto hage ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and gratitude to the stars, the cosmos, for providing us with guidance and direction. So be it in our minds. Dayatinu walaro ne dayonkeyadadon eto nayonto hage ne naguat nagula. We give thanks and acknowledge our protectors, our spiritual guardians, who provide clarity of mind and peace in our hearts. So be it in our minds. Datsi dawanu walaro ne sungwayandeso, eto nayonto hage ne naguat nagula. We give greetings and acknowledgement to creation, the great spirit, the creative energy that lives everywhere, in everything, and in all of us. Da eto ni gawanage, da eto. Miawe, thank you for listening to the very shortened Thanksgiving address. If I was to say all of the address, we might be here for 3 days, because we have to acknowledge every insect, every tree, every animal. So this is a very shortened one that I learned from Dehahande Miller from Six Nations. The words aim to bring our minds and hearts together in humble acknowledgement of the immensity of the creative living universe, of which human beings are a very small part. It provides us with daily context about our interdependence and our responsibilities as custodians and caregivers and peace builders to uphold balance with care and gratitude. And we are grateful today to be here with all of you to celebrate, to acknowledge the work of the graduands and all of your achievements, especially through these challenging times. Let us honor the work that has been done and honor all of you. I would like to also extend congratulations to all of your supports, your family, the people who stood behind you and helped you to get to this milestone achievement in your life. So please enjoy the ceremony. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Smith. I would now like to introduce Associate Dean, Academic of Engineering, Dr. Stephen Ranilovich, who will deliver the welcoming remarks.
Good morning. On behalf of the Faculty of Engineering, welcome and congratulations to everyone. Today's a day of celebration. Our graduates are clearly celebrating the completion of incredibly rigorous programs of study at one of the top educational institutions in the world. Those who supported our graduates through this journey, many of whom join us today, played a huge part in that success and are celebrating equally. And finally, our Faculty of Engineering, as a learning community, joins with you and celebrates this amazing success of our graduates. It's incredibly proud of what you have achieved and what you will achieve into the future. We also celebrate today, at this convocation, the inaugural class of the Integrated Biomedical Engineering and Health Sciences program. This is, thank you. Yeah. It's an excellent example of the innovative culture that lives and breathes in everyone at McMaster University, and is an example of a pioneering interdisciplinary program between the Faculty of Engineering and the Faculty of Health Sciences. To our graduates, regardless of what program you're graduating from today, you have studied some really tough subjects. You've learned about calculus and statistics and algebra and physics and chemistry, and well, even a side of biology for some of you. But equally important, you've learned how to apply those skills to tackle challenging problems. Problems that matter, problems that have an impact on us all. And following this theme of using our skills, talents, and energy to make a positive impact on our communities, both local and global, I have the privilege today of presenting our honorary degree recipient. Chancellor Smith, by authority of the Senate of McMaster University, I have the honor to present Brian Valma Warren. Brian Warren grew up in Arizona before coming to Canada in 1987 to play in the Canadian Football League. He played for 3 teams, BC, Edmonton, and Toronto, and won 2 Grey Cups during his CFL career. In retirement, he became the voice of the Argos with the Fan 590 radio while promoting and working with the CFL Stay in School program, mentoring inner-city children. That was one of Mr. Warren's early steps toward dedicating himself to a career of social entrepreneur focused on events of the poverty on children. From his home base in Hamilton, Mr. Warren founded a national charity, Kids Fest, now known as Start to Finish Canada, that is focused on breaking the cycle of child poverty by providing ongoing educational support to the country's at-risk children. Now, with a track record of more than 2 decades, Start to Finish has equipped close to 100,000 children with the building blocks for success. The program, yes, please. Indeed. The program has expanded across Canada with more than 60 locations, reaching from Vancouver to Halifax, and engaging with more than 3,500 children every week. One of the keystone efforts of the organization is the Running and Reading Club that combines fitness with literacy and nutrition. Start to Finish has worked in rural First Nations and flying communities while partnering with the RCMP, local organizations, and band chiefs to address poverty-related issues, while also designing and delivering strategies to impact suicide and obesity rates. Mr. Warren has traveled to rural villages in India for more than a decade and opened more than 80 learning centers for some of the most impoverished Dalit children in the nation. From 2005 to 2011, Mr. Warren partnered with the African Canadian Christian Network to help curb escalating violence in the Jane Finch, Regent Park, and Malvern neighborhoods in Toronto. Locally, Start to Finish has 4 programs based in Hamilton that are delivering poverty reduction programs in the city's Code Red neighborhoods. During the pandemic, Mr. Warren and his team developed a complete virtual program for more than 70 school boards in Ontario. In 2017, Mr. Warren participated in a congress of not-for-profit organizations and politicians called The Kids Are Not All Right, the Urgent Need for a National Dialogue to Invest in the Well-Being of Canada's Children. The event, which took place in Ottawa, worked to advance legislation for children's rights in Canada. Chancellor Smith, it is my pleasure to present Brian Valma Warren, a professional athlete, social entrepreneur, activist, and community builder whose impact reaches across Hamilton, throughout Canada, and as far away as India. I ask that you acknowledge his contributions to his many communities near and far by conferring upon him the degree, Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Brian Warren, by the authority of the McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, in McMaster University, with all the rights and privileges pertaining to that degree. Thank you. I would now like to invite Dr. Warren to deliver the convocation address.
Thank you, McMaster's University. What an honor. You know, I'm overwhelmed with the kindness, and I thank God. I thank Him every day for the people that I get an opportunity to work with. Madam Chancellor, President Farrar, honored guests, graduates, family, and friends. To help me focus, could you do something to make the atmosphere kind of change around here? And on the count of three, give me a big, oh yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. I really appreciate that because I tell you, yes, thank you. Thank you. Today marks the culmination of years of hard work and dedication and achievement through unique and unforeseen circumstances, namely the pandemic. There was nothing that would indicate, as you began your studies at McMaster's University, that your university life would be compromised by such a vicious pandemic. And you've worked hard. I'm speaking to those that are the graduates today. You've worked hard. You've worked your way through with grit, with tenacity, determination, and you've completed your studies in spite of the unprecedented challenges, which is a great credit to your dedication and determination. And that alone should place you in good standings. When I stand here today, I stand on the shoulders of so many. And when I look at the family and the friends, I think about the support network that our graduates have. I'm so thankful for the people that I call family. Thank you to my dear wife and daughter, Adam's family. And I thank so many that are here that I can't go on because it'll be kind of like the Chancellor said, I can go on for about 3 days, but I won't. Today, my assignment is very focused. As you heard, I played professional football, and out of that, helping children has been one of the greatest gifts that I've ever received. Being able to make a difference in the life of the most vulnerable. My dad, yes. Being a social engineer means everything to me. My dad working for NASA and mom being a school teacher, it was something that they instilled, think it through, constantly focus in on giving solutions, not just asking more questions. But the greatest thing that you can do is ask a great question, because a great question will give you a great answer, a great response. So I salute you graduates today and your parents, friends, relatives, associates, children who encouraged, supported, and cheered you on in spite of all of the challenges that you had to face during this pandemic in order to accomplish and get to this point where you are today. Come on the count of three, give them a big oh yeah. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. And in that oh yeah, I've got a few things that I'd like to leave with you. I believe this is so important. I urge you to treasure this moment. The opportunity of a lifetime only exists in the lifetime of the opportunity. You've been racing to the finish line, and the future is bright. I believe all of you need to go and purchase a pair of sunglasses, because what you have learned and what you have studied here, as you remember this, as you reflect on the McMaster's problem-based learning model, reflection, preparation, and application, the first thing that I want you to be reminded of is things come in cans, not in can-nots. As engineers, you'll remember that you've never seen a can, but you have seen a can. All of us have seen a can, whether it's a pop can, a bean can, or a trash can. Things come in cans, not in can-nots. As engineers, it's your job, yes. It's your job to find solutions to make this a brighter world and a brighter place for everyone. You know, I did not expect to, I wasn't going to, but the provost encouraged me to. She said, bring your rings and make sure you bring the bling. I said, well, I remember playing in Hamilton, and anytime you heard Oski Wee Wee, Oski Wah Wah, Holy Mackinac, oh, I knew it. You see, I knew it. I knew it was coming. But I brought an Argo ring here out of our championship, and not quite digested, but I found out that especially when you're going after your dreams, things come in cans, not in can-nots. You're going to bring solutions to this generation. And I believe because of the unintended consequence of COVID and your resiliency and what I've learned working with children across this nation, there's no such thing as poor children or poor people, just poor opportunities. And you're going to bridge that gap and help this next generation. You know, as we look at that, also the second thing I want you to remember, and I was thinking many of you probably would not have come and marched, but you're here because you're standing on the shoulders and because mom told you to come or because someone else. This is not just an accomplishment for you, it's an accomplishment for your whole family. I know it is for mine. Yes. So with that, I want to remind you the joy is in the journey, not in the point, but in the process. Yes, it's been difficult. Yes, we've had challenges. And yes, you have accomplished through these challenges. But the joy is in the journey. Don't be so in a hurry to get beyond this moment, to get into your field of study and pay off some of your student loans, to get to that next place. But celebrate this moment now, because the moment of a lifetime exists in the lifetime of that moment. You know, the third thing that I think is so important, and it's what I've learned and what I've kept my entire life, and I believe that William McMaster in 1888, when he got the motto, and he says, Tepanta in Christoi signs stiken. In Christ, all things hold together. When William McMaster, who was a senator at the time, and I believe a story that needs to be told. Can everyone say on the count of three, William McMaster? 1, 2, 3. I believe the name has to be heard again, because we will not be forgotten as long as someone remembers what we have done and what we have stood for. But remember, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. And that's important because I believe what I've learned from him is you have to live a life of purpose and leave a legacy behind that others can benefit from. A hero of mine, activist Mary Church Terrell, use the motto, lift as we climb. And I challenge you to lift while climbing. I've got summer fingers. Some are straight and some are crooked. Because when I got a hold of something, I never let go. I believe that you've got your hold on this world, and you're going to turn the world upside down. But while you're climbing for your goals, I want to challenge you today, in this time of social uprising, of this time of bioethics, in this time, your profession in engineering is one of the most valued, critical, competitive fields, STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math. You are building a brighter tomorrow. And therefore, while you're building, make sure you lift someone else with you. Take someone on the journey, someone that you probably don't even know that's in your life. Like I'm sure William McMaster never thought that I'd be in his life. But leave a legacy behind that others can benefit from. Be a hero to someone. Hopefully be a hero to a child, to your family, to those around you. So, for all of you who are here today, creating a brighter future, all the engineers, thank you for taking on the work that you have studied. And I say to you, thank you, and I wish you, graduates, all the best in your future endeavors, Godspeed, and congratulations. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Dr. Warren, and I'm really glad that you brought the bling, by the way, so thank you. He wasn't going to. I would now like to welcome Dr. David Farrar, President and Vice Chancellor of McMaster University, to the podium to present the graduates to our Chancellor for admission to their degrees.
Will the graduands please stand? This is the best part of the ceremony. They turn the lights up, and we finally get a chance to see all of you. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of McMaster University Senate, I present to you these candidates and those in absentia in order that you may confer the appropriate degrees upon them, and I bear witness that they are worthy and suitable.
Graduands, by my authority and that of the McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to admit those before me today and those in absentia to their individual degrees at McMaster University, with all the rights and privileges pertaining to those degrees. My sincere congratulations to you all. Please be seated.
Graduates, I now ask that each of you join me on stage so that the Chancellor and I can welcome you to the McMaster community of scholars. I would be delighted to shake your hand or to bump your fist or touch your elbow or acknowledge your contributions, your success without touching. Our Chancellor will acknowledge your accomplishments without touching. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Honored guests, so that each graduate's name may be heard, it would be appreciated if during the presentation of the graduates, you would hold your collective applause to the end of each degree category. Thank you. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Sundush Ayesha. Omar Baseli. Amanda Pansy Victorious. Ulisai Babafemi Adami. Karina Kaka. Michael Joseph Macher. Patrick Marcus. Yi-Chin Wu. Syed Salah Ahmadi Salimani. Eric Goforth. Ahmed Lal Gondia. Mohammed Gamal Samala. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduate of the degree Masters of Science. Prabhaka Paul. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Applied Science. Veronica Augustina Bott. Alexander David Scott. Emma Catherine Hermont. Myla Marie Manser. Arpita Islam. Kyla Victoria Baker. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Engineering. Peter Damiolo Baberjamu. Hani Al-Rafi. Anachel Trivedi. Kyle Leander DeMello. Mohammed Wajat Ali Khan. Bravanda Kunaparadi. Tong Lu. Evan James Prince. Shulin Yang. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Engineering, Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Mirabella Onanuji Erim. Ahmed Hakam Salam Jalad. Mohammed Mehdi Mohseni Hay. Beria Alexa Soho. Amy Pian. Manjing Wang. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Engineering Design. Vanessa Estefani Almendazia Unda. Abdurrahmi Al-Azazi. Marizia Askazarat. Abdurrahman Mohammed Doadea. Juan Santiago Leon Moran. Jonathan Robert Pusick. Manor Qureshi. Thrive Mohammar Seti. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Engineering in Public Policy. Abdul Latif Ola Agberrami. Omes Abdullah Baki. Yez Ersin. Aresh Gosan. Jai Xuan Han. Ryder John David LeBlanc. Zaidia Matadara. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Engineering in Manufacturing Engineering. Prashanti Adepu. Obada Al-Baba. Basil Bebi. Ahmed Fayez El-Kahil. Vignesh Ganesan. Urjit Shailesh Bey Hudka. Ahmed Khalil. Nitish Kumar Mathuri. Kishken Megan Megapara. Mohammed Harun Nishat. Sneh Patel. Elby Paul. Zay Umpamio Mala. Tyler Prebeth Sandaraji. Nell Rakesh Shah. Shalin Silva Tomasa. Tomana, sorry. George Luke Vadian. Syed Sajet Raza Zadia. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Masters of Technology, Entrepreneurship, and Innovation. Eldestine Rubin, Jr., Biak Malbay. Naslin Bustendost. Teresa Lukjaneshi. Boz Malcolm. Michelle Miriam Ragnar. Yu Yao.
Madam Chancellor, may I present you the following graduates for the degree Bachelor of Engineering and Management. Daniel Akhtar. Rashid Mohammed Al-Ghatam. Gurkan Arora. Javaria Asif. Zachary M. Braganza. Jack Ian Ellis Clark. Wei Yang Guo. Stephanie Ann Hasse. Zachary Makanovich. Minhao Mao. Luke Pierpont Stewart Miller. Mohammed Mirza. ASM Rashul Mushfiq. Troy Christian Stoner. Laura Lynn Walters. Eugene Kwan Yum Wu. Norland Wu. Ryan Christopher Young. Madam Chancellor, may I present you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Engineering and Society. Gavin Alexander Boyd. Natalie Marie Ciaccone. Griffin Andrew Peters. Prakatkin Pasumparaj. Ashwin Sharma. Brooke Cassandra Van Buskirk. Shijeng. Madam Chancellor, may I present you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Engineering and Biosciences. Thomas James Baker. Alessandra Marie Castro. Reese Curiel. Kevin Da. Adrian Carlo James Di Pietro. Tia Gantus. Kevin Gulo. Kieran Hampson. Yingyan Huang. Elizabeth Christine Lee. Lukasz Kenneth Lenarchik. Hannah Maud Mann. Marina Manoraj. Connor Marco. Amber Montero. Sarah Sakib. Luxin Wang. Annika Sophia Yardi. Yichen Zhu. Madam Chancellor, may I present you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Engineering and Biomedical Engineering. Mosana Abraha. Jeremy Parker Johnson Colagello. Zachary Douglas DeMello. Alessia Dinardo. Liana Cristina Genovese. Alicia Rose Marie Hartung. Sherry Hung. Emily Lam. Harshil B. Modi. Laura Emily Neely. Simon Emil Opalka. Justin Matthew Palumbo. Anna Maria Pius. Aleksha Prasad. Sadia Fatima Razik. Jeffrey Raymond Suter. Jacqueline Dory Witninski. Natalie Jenny Wan. Madam Chancellor, may I present you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Health Sciences Honours. Fatima Tanvir Ahmad. Arhan Amir Arfin. Monica Banayoti. Inmid Buren. Mackenzie Cullip. Conrad Gralla. Connor Benjamin Sue. Karen Lee. Lubna Ahmad MS Najim. Vikash Nantakumar. Taha Parvez. Wesley Wailap Tam. Zarik Jagir Virani. Madam Chancellor, may I present you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Engineering. Mohammed Abdallah. Nathan Gerard Abregas. Ziad Mohammed Abu El Wafa. Abhishek Anandhan. Alejandra Yasmin Aruaz. Vanitza Arshad. Abdel Hamid Abdel Ashri. Karasira Nonubari Awi. Adam Norman George Best. Brendan Adrian Burasa. Alyssa Ann Buronon. Stephen Nick Budisa. Lucas Anthony Cadet. Ethan Frederick Paul Cameron. Tianyan Chung. Hansika Chawala. Jingtin Chen. Junlin Chen. Lin Chen. Edwin Chalong Cheng. Adam Choyelki. Christina Linda Tindrick. Zoe Hunter Colis. Farah Fares de Banane. Chintan Binashahai Dave. Jenica Davidson. Mohammed Dekhchi. Luke Joseph Dennison. Cara Nicole Di Pasquale. Jun Du. Berg Michael Elmers. Kevin Esfarieni. Xiang Feng. Pengfei Fu. Aaron Nicholas Goetz. Larissa Mina Blanche Grigat. Joseph Medhat Gindi. Andy Hajdari. Angela Jennifer Huang. Jada Marie Hunt. Tae Uyen Hun. Petra Ialegio. Abira Islam. Ahmed Ismail. Daulet Jaliubekov. Muhammad Umar Kazi. Mohammed Ahsen Khan. Ruha Khan. Arshia Kanifar. Prithvi Raj Kohli. Jiaji Lei. Cameron Graham Leonard. Jared Levy. Chuanxi Li. Jiayi Li. Li Luaheng. Runshu Li. Hongguan Liu. Zhaoxi Liu. Gustavo Kun-Lon Chen. Xiaotian Luo. Yiran Ma. Michael John McDonald. Chiamaka Francis Maduekwe. Stephanie Melissa Mannery. Emma Louise Mandel. Muhammad Owais Kamran Marwat. Nigel Jake Matias. Dima Mayasi. Stephanie Tara McColman Kozdras. Aishraya Mehta. Kamosh Mehta. Nisha Melanie Menzies. Hajnan Mohadra. Alan Roger Montero. Rania Murshed.
Mohammed Hassan Nasir. Ryan Peter Pajak. Jacob Anderson Parnell. Thomas Paul. Andrew Mackenzie Pavan. Nicole Perna. Derek Pitati. Carl Andrew Punangbayan. Yuvana Ratik. Ravneet Randawa. Amara Ranmal. Rangzi Ren. Ryan Joshua Rushan. Tariq Sadiq. Mario Said. Angela Shillman. Catherine Ellen Shrimpton. Jihua Shiwai. Chao Chin Song. Leonardo Jordan Spallino. Luca Difonso Spirunazioso. Archana Sripathi. Vaishnavi Sripathi. Marissa Stavropoulos. Jonathan Brandon Suko. Tong Sun. Ria Suthar. Samantha Ann Yusus. Naveen Varathan. Shiyuhan Wang. Xiu Nian Wang. Yi Fan Wang. Viraj Sunel Wabi. Antonio Colin Cruz Wilson. Lillian Mary Wilson. Ashley Wool. Marco Wong. Tong Xiao. Mio Xiong. Li Sha Su. Mario Magdiani. John Makari Youssef. Bo Yang Yu. Li Fu Zhang. Ning Zhao. Jingwei Zong. Rong Yu Zhao.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Technology. Noor Abdul Muhsin. Ayman Moshin Abdul Razak. Mariam Al Jamali. Michael Salim Al Tali. Krishani Athonili Pillai. Ezekiel Enihmomen Arigan. Mohammed Asif. Taranjit Kaur Atwal. Mahmoud Barati Mosleh. Kunal Bargotra. Nogil Joshua Barlon. Andre Garth Barnetto. Balsam Basim. Youssef Nasir Yusuf Baiton. Muria Teha Bayaputupu. Manal Behich. Anthony Joseph Belcamino. Nirad Barwandas. Stephen Randall Bogoslovsky. Stuart Burns. Fu Chow. Leone Gargo de Cavalaho. Ranbir Singh Chade. Cayman Wingfeng Chan. Darian Chattergoon. Skumhan Singh Chauhan. Alex Chen. Weimin Chen. Xuanming Chen. Michael Trulmelski. Daniel Yujian Chu. Alexis Cochran. Luigi Cornelio. Michael Kevin Coronado Sigala. David Courtney. Anthony Peter Kutu. Michael William Cousteau. Connor William Darby. Vikrandeep Singh Dayal. Dilpreet Diwana. Connor Dole. Jaskaran Dosanji. David Dyson Tam. Jennifer Elliott. Mark S.O. Teresa May Xavier Estonina. Brian Lyle Fallis. Yuan Feng. Colin Lewis Basnick Ferguson. Oluwasun Paul Folorunso. Trevor Aaron Fruitman. Alda Maria Garcia Rodriguez. Cheng Ge. Jasmine Kaur Gill. Vincenzo Greco. Nimrit Singh Grewal. Rehmat Gribble. Matthew Joseph Giuliemo. Samuel Gunamumi. Milad Hana. Ahmed Hersi. Lee Arnold Higgins. Jacob Hill. Jack Ryan Stephen Holmes. Kun Huang. Aliza Hussein. Hamza Aiden Ibrahim. Nagham Isa. Barinder Singh Jagdev. Austin Jose. Tynan Robert F. Calnert. Matthew Kamran. Zuheb Ketani. Harkirat Singh Kuarana. Joshua Norman James Lawrence. Aiden James Lee. Yan Ming Lee. Nuneka Sobena Lemon. Bo Lee. Shishao Yang. Dilu Lin. Jiahao Liu. Thomas Quan Ting Liu. Rahil Mahedajai. Boris Mainuch. Serena Imara Malik Gulam Hussein. Anthony Maniatakis. Ekjot Singh Man. Osava Manan. Farouk Manzar. Christian Philip Marinaro. Jerome Kipigon Maritim. Luke Mateo. Jonathan Medina Kale. Yonona Marikina. Julianne Miniti. Camilla Miranda Kanda. Liban Mohammed. Michael Peter Morrison. Zachary Adam Brandon Morris. Aumkar Vilupkumar Naik. Masuma Nisar. Tenzin Norlah. Oluwatosin Obdubayano. Harrison David Osias. Damiano Martino Panetta. Prince John Furlim Perugia. Harsh Teas Patel. Jili Peng. Ryan Pereira. Julia Marie Pereira. Dennis Fan. Hafsa Kavi. Joshua Martin Kilatan. Mohammed Mahbubur Rahman. Arkum Hussein Raja. Sujiban Rajuthiran. Mel Michael Barcina Rebormon. Stephen Renson. Nathalia Maura Reese. Sebastian Felipe Rivera Alfonso. Cole Robertson. Bailey Russell. Ahmed Arshad Sabur. Damian Sadowski. Jaime Benedicto Sanchez Ore. Bryson Mitchell Shetler. Christopher Shida. Riva Shaba. Mihir Sharma. Masume Shirazi. Satavinder Pal Singh. Francis Donald Kenzo Siridevan. Mathuran Sivatipan. Junior Sonegole Bome. Rajat Sood. Alexander Stameski. Tristan Stevens. Jacob James Stewart. John Frederick Stemble. Matthew Alexander Stringer. Jihong Su. Ziad Talikar. Unaib Asim Tariq. Daniel James Tebe. Ricardo Toma. Abhishan Umashankar. Abby Jade Van Mole. Seinunja Vasavan. Arunan Vidyanathan. George Isaac Voinov. Kyle Joseph Walling Goulet. Wenjie Wang. John Kamau Wanjiru. Yuning Wu. Yutai Wu. Hamdan Zaid Al-Kilani. Mingming Zhang. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Applied Science. Sophie Grace Dement. Terrell Marshall.
Wow, let's give another round of applause for our graduates. I would now like to introduce Ms. Annika Yardy, a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Chemical Engineering and Bioengineering program, who will deliver the valedictory address.
I did it! You did it! We did it! Can you believe it? Good morning, President Farrar, Chancellor Smith, Provost Ty, Associate Dean Relanovich, Associate Dean Thompson, he's here somewhere, I think, yeah. McMaster and Mohawk faculty, friends, family, graduating class of 2022! Well, writing this speech was difficult. Graduation means something so different for each of us. Some of us may have traveled overseas to study at Mac. Some of us may be the first in our family to graduate. Some of us may just be ready to get this whole undergrad thing done and over with. How do I summarize such a diverse Mac-Eng experience? Well, we are a family, a Fireball family. Thank you. Okay, guess I'm not getting off the hook that easily. Jokes aside, the phrase Fireball family is pretty accurate. You may have had your own tough times, whether it be a bad grade, a breakup, a personal loss, but we arrived here together. The Mac-Eng community ensured that. Let's reflect on our journey. It's move-in day. You're moving in. You step out of your car, and you're surrounded by screaming red suits. Welcome week is a blur of Wonder Plumber and Super Plumber dashing around and going off campus to waterfalls and restaurants. If you commuted, you may remember the moment you stepped off the bus, feet hitting the concrete, and realizing it's real. Those massive lecture halls, faceless students have names, places, and now memories. Finally, it's your first year. You discover integrals, you draw free body diagrams, and in physics, you avoid wearing any clothing, any identifiable clothing, any Mr. Hats, Mr. Gowns in the audience today. Second year rolls around, you're a specialized engineer. You know what you're doing, right? Third year hits you like a bus. You cram for midterms, and you crouch around a shared laptop screen so much so your bad posture really starts to show. Sorry, Mom. Finally, it's your fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh year, and you struggle with something called a capstone project, with a design that refuses to function, code that refuses to compile, or a simulation that refuses to converge right before the due date. I hate that. And of course, you sought research, co-op positions, shooting resume after resume into that Oscar plus void. Then there is the pandemic. Some of us may have lost friends, even family. I'd like to take a moment to remember them now. Thank you. Online school demanded so much from us on top of the curriculum. Yet, we persevere thanks to our professors, our TAs, our family, and most importantly, our friends. Imagine them all now. Perhaps you had a professor who reminded you why you wanted to be an engineer. Perhaps you had a TA who ever so patiently responded to your many confused messages. And of course, our friends, our silly, spontaneous, wise friends. Whether we met them in first year, during online school as a little black square, or in one of the many McMaster clubs, sports, and teams. Our friends sometimes dragged us outside of our comfort zone. Our friends took us to those downtown Hamilton adventures, those late night study sessions. Our friends became our home beyond the classroom. Now, the world is opening up. The world is also waking up. The pandemic has highlighted the inequities within our healthcare system, the climate change crisis, racial disparities. As an engineer, you swear an oath to the public. You swear an oath to yourself. So drive change, stay engaged, and challenge yourself, challenge yourself, challenge yourself. Our generation is facing some of the world's most wicked challenges. And it's up to you to address them. Thank you.
Thank you, Annika. May I now call upon our president, Dr. David Farrar, who will present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning and the President's Award of Excellence in Student Leadership.
Would Dr. Amin Raza Rabjabzadeh please come forward? The President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning is granted to those educators who, through innovation and commitment, have significantly enhanced the quality of their students' learning experience. It is my pleasure to present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning to Dr. Amin Raza Rabjabzadeh. Congratulations, Amin. Would Mr. Josh Lawrence please come forward? The President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership acknowledges the contributions made by students who play a significant role in improving and developing the intellectual, social, and cultural fabric of the McMaster community. It is my pleasure to present the President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership to Josh Lawrence. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dr. Rajab Zoda and Josh. May I now introduce Ms. Hira Nadeem, a graduate from the Bachelor of Engineering class of 2020 and a representative of the McMaster Alumni Association. Hira will now deliver the Alumni Association address.
Chancellor Smith, President Farrar, award winners, honorees, faculty, fellow alumni, guests, and especially members of the McMaster class of 2022. A few years or a few decades from now, your memories of McMaster may be dominated by friendships, by extracurricular activities, or perhaps by learning experiences that sent you on a particular path. For this class specifically, the pandemic could play a central role in your memories, or it may become a footnote. Having graduated not too long ago myself, I remember the community that lifted me up and encouraged me to reach for the stars. From working on McMaster's first CUBE satellite mission, to performing slam poetry at Welcome Week, to planning scientific outreach events in Club Space, I knew I had a home at Mac, no matter my interests. These experiences at McMaster helped me take giant leaps after graduation to launch my career. Like me, I'm sure each of you has had your own unique and memorable experiences during your time at McMaster. You may consider these times as a part of your good old days. Regardless of the specific memories that stick with you or how your student experience influences your life, I hope McMaster stays with you, while at the same time playing a role in your good new days ahead. At the McMaster Alumni Association, our job is to give you a variety of ways to link your present to the best parts of your McMaster past. As new grads, you are also members of MAC 10, which supports alumni in the first 10 years after graduation. Whether you're looking for assistance in getting that first job or help navigating the next steps in your career, the Alumni Association offers resources, events, programs, and even an alumni career counselor to assist. And as you begin to start adulting, we can connect you to exciting things like preferred rates on home and auto insurance or health and dental coverage, and social events where we collectively reminisce about those good old days at MAC. And even if your path takes you away from Hamilton, wherever you're based from Canadian coast to coast, or in international cities around the world, there may be McMaster alumni events and connections nearby. Just keep your contact information up to date on your alumni profile through alumni.mcmaster.ca, and we'll make sure you receive invitations whenever there's something going on in your community. Of course, there's also a never-ending stream of events, networking opportunities, mentoring, and programming that you can access online, live, and on demand from anywhere at any time. When you leave here today and are ready to reconnect with your McMaster community, whether that's 2 weeks or 20 years from now, we hope you will remember the friends you made, the projects you worked on, and that the McMaster Alumni Association is always here to help. Members of the McMaster class of 2022, congratulations on your convocation. We are proud to welcome you to the McMaster Alumni Association family. Thank you.
Thank you, Hira. May I invite our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, back to the podium to deliver the President's address.
Chancellor Santee Smith, distinguished guests, award winners, faculty, members of the McMaster community, members of the McMaster graduating class of 2022, friends and family. It's really good to see you here today in person, not in a little square on a little screen. For the last 2 years, we have had an unwelcome guest in our lives, a global pandemic that has reminded us how fragile our lives really are and how much we need to be together. Members of the graduating class, for the last 2 years, you have worked through the isolation, disruption, and even possibly health challenges and personal losses created by COVID-19. In spite of the formidable challenges for completing your degree, you persisted. So I would like to congratulate each and every one of you on your ability to adapt, thrive, and succeed. As graduates of McMaster today, you have the opportunity to choose a vision for your future and a vision for our planet. The question is, What will you do with that choice, that freedom, that power? Undoubtedly, the last 2 years have given you the opportunity to reflect on what really matters to you and what your next steps might be. Today, we find ourselves facing not only a global pandemic, but an alarming decline in the strength of our democratic institutions, an acceleration in the negative impacts of climate change, an increasing gap in wealth between classes, and the possibility of widening war in Eastern Europe. The challenges can seem so great that we can be overwhelmed by feelings of powerlessness. What can we do as individuals to take on these significant questions and to make a difference? I suggest that you might reflect on what our valedictorian said and what our honorary degree recipient said, but let me offer a couple of examples. 50 years ago, a young social worker from Philadelphia, concerned about hunger and food insecurity that she was seeing in low-income neighborhoods where she was working, published a small paperback book called Diet for a Small Planet. This was one of the original versions. It was published in '71. I was an undergraduate student. Frances Moore Lepay's argument was that universal access to healthy and sustainable food would provide a global springboard for a better environment, for more functional democracies, for stronger economies, and for increased social justice. Moore Lepay was not a vegetarian, but it seemed obvious to her that growing plants for consumption was far more cost-effective and eco-friendly than raising animals for food. The book reflected her deep commitment to our small, highly interconnected planet, and that it was failing in its responsibilities to meet the fundamental needs of people to have enough healthy food. The connection between healthy food and strong democracies may seem obvious today, but at the time of Diet for a Small Planet, it was considered radical and dangerous. Moore Lepay's arguments and her ideas were attacked by large food processing companies, by agribusinesses, and by the meat industry. At the same time, her vision was influencing a new generation of farmers, cooks, and restaurateurs. The farm-to-table movement, community-supported agriculture, more sustainable farming, and organic farming can all be traced back to the revolutionary vision contained in this small paperback. It sold millions of copies and has just been released in its 50th anniversary edition. It was a vision of hope and possibility. It called for the courage for us to act individually and together. Let me give you one more very small example closer to home. A few years ago, Canada's largest bakery created a sustainability team to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and divert waste from landfill. One of the company's suppliers raised the question of these small plastic bread tags. They're so small that most people don't even think about them. But the company knew if you laid these plastic tags side by side, that after 1 year, they would go from Vancouver to St. John's, Newfoundland, and back. That's a lot of single-use plastic. Replacing it actually took a lot of trial and error. They couldn't compromise the quality of the packaging, or they'd be creating more food waste. Eventually, they came up with a bread tag that was 100% recyclable, made from cardboard, and compostable. This month, they've transitioned to fully using these small tags. A small change, but I would argue a large difference. So what will you do with your McMaster degree? Maybe your passion will be global warming, or maybe it will be inequity or social justice or medicine or health or technology. But given the pace of change, it might be something that nobody has even imagined yet. So how do you prepare for that? You look back at your time at McMaster, and I hope you'll see the answer. You prepare by being curious, resilient, collaborative, ambitious, and determined, and by challenging assumptions, and by focusing on facts, and by making courageous choices. I encourage you, as you celebrate this important milestone, to take time to think about your contributions to a better, brighter world. Whatever your area of study, your McMaster education has equipped you with the critical tools to solve significant problems and to have a positive impact on our community. I'm confident that you will take the experience and the insight that you've gained through this pandemic, and from that, you'll create a world worth having. And finally, and as also mentioned by a number of our speakers, when you receive your degree today, you'll note that there's only one name on your diploma. I suspect there are many people who've helped you get to this point in your life, your graduation. So I hope you take the time to thank all of those people who have helped you get here. The end of your studies and the granting of your degree may feel as though you're crossing a finish line, but actually you're just beginning. I wish you the very best on your journey. Welcome to the worldwide community of McMaster alumni.
Thank you, President Farrar. May I invite our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, back to the podium to deliver the closing remarks.
Congratulations to the class of 2022. Yo yanale. Yo yanale in Gaingeha translates to mean something like good job or well done. So yo yanale. Let's everybody say that with me. So we'll start slowly. Yo, yan, ah, le. Together. Yo yanale. Awesome. Yo yanale to Aya, Josh, and Dr. Rabjazada for all of your achievements and accomplishments and your words. Aya, very inspiring. And also, I share the message of Ms. Nadine. Welcome to the McMaster alumni family. McMaster has a way of drawing you back in as an example. I am a McMaster alumna and have returned many times to expand friendships and collaborations. So I look forward to seeing you return in your studies or visiting and collaborating. I would also like to acknowledge the words of Dr. Brian Warren with an oh yeah. Can we get an oh yeah? Oh yeah! And also the words of President Farrar. Really important to think about the impacts that we're making for future generations, not only for today, but also 7 generations forward. So it's a part of Indigenous philosophy that the decisions that we make today will impact 7 generations. So we're thinking forward. Every decision we make is important, and you are making decisions now that will affect your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren and all of the animals and everything that we thanked at the beginning of the day. So congratulations. I wish you all the best in the future. Now in closing, I have a few final announcements. A reception will be held for the graduates and their guests in the Wentworth Room in the Convention Center immediately following the ceremony. I also encourage all graduates and guests to make their way up to the mezzanine level where a number of photo opportunities have been placed there, set up in and around the Great Hall. Finally, I would ask that you please remain standing at your seats until the academic procession and the graduates have left the hall. Please join in the singing of the national anthem, and after the singing of the anthem, this convocation stands adjourned. Oh yeah.